Hey everyone, it's Steve, and it's 16th of January. As I was preparing for what I wanted to read today, I started thinking about something that it reminded me of a story. Back when I was a lot younger, when I was still into boxing and kickboxing and stuff, I had to have nose surgery. I had to have my nose reconstructed because it was messed up pretty bad. And as when the surgeon went in there, he found out that it was worse than he even thought. It was completely collapsed up in here. So they had to do a complete reconstruction. And about a week or two after the surgery, I had went in, and I really didn't know what to expect. But I'm laying on the table, and I figured just kind of check things out and see how things are going. I didn't really know. And I had when I had to do the surgery, I put these plastic things up to stabilize or whatever they use them for, And I'm laying there thinking he's just going to check things out, and all of a sudden he yanks one of them out. And I just, have you ever seen like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest when they give them the shock treatment and they're biting on something, they're just like, they're tense up, their whole body just, contracts. That's what it was like. I mean, it just, as the most painful thing I've ever experienced before or since. And I'm getting it together, and I'm bracing myself, and the surgeon realizes that I'm bracing myself for the second one, and he said, I already got both of them. I mean, whatever state of mind I was in after he did that, I didn't even realize he pulled the second one out. But my question is, do we want to be warned? The reality is, in that situation, warning wouldn't have changed the end result. But potentially, in the Word, if we aren't warned of the persecution, it could change the end result. And let me just, with that, I just want to lead into my reading for today, which is, I got a few of them. John 15, 18 to 21. If the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. If you were of the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. Remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. But all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me. It's for him, it's for his glory, and his name's sake, that we are persecuted. Matthew 23, 33 and 34 says, Ye serpents, ye generation of vipers, how can ye escape the damnation of hell? Wherefore, behold, I send unto you prophets and wise men and scribes, and some that you shall kill and crucify, and some of them shall ye scourge in your synagogues and persecute them from city to city. Matthew 5, 10 to 12. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness. Now that's a paradigm shift of all paradigm shifts right there. Blessed are you when you're persecuted for righteousness' sake. Instead of woe is me, you just, you got to have a complete change of mind and go, bring it on, man. I'm storing up rewards in heaven because you're blessed, right? For theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my name's sake. And I'm sure we've all experienced that. I know I did when I first got a believer. All the guys I used to run with and the crowd I used to run with in the bars and all the craziness, they drug my name through the mud. Oh, I was too good for them now, And, they just had all kinds of evil to speak against me. But the reality is they're just being convicted. I wasn't judging them. I just wasn't present. I wasn't doing that anymore. I was born again. It wasn't the desires of my heart weren't to do those things, and they felt that conviction. And since then, my phone doesn't ring, and that's the way it is. That's cool, but it's a paradigm shift to realize that's the way it is when you belong to the King. Okay, verse 12. Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven. Like we just talked about, reward. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. So we're in good company when we're persecuted, right? Mark 4:16-17. And these are they likewise which are sown unto stony ground. This is the parable. He's talking about the different seeds, right? Who, when they have heard the word, immediately received it with gladness. Right? We've seen those people. They're excited to hear accept Jesus, which I don't like that term, accept. We receive him. But they receive him with gladness. But then the cares of this world set in, right? Look at verse 17. And have no root in themselves, and so endure but for a time afterward, when affliction or persecution arises for the word's sake. Now, for the word, for Christ, the persecution comes. Immediately they're offended. So, what's my point with the warning and being warned? I don't think, if we didn't have sufficient warning that we will be persecuted, it would create confusion and offense. We'd be thinking, what's going on? We wouldn't even, we would fall away because of, potentially, that's just my thought, that if we didn't have fair warning, and you got to ask yourself, if you're not being persecuted, if you consider yourself born again, and you're doing the stuff, and you're sharing the gospel, and you look different than the rest of the world, and you're not being persecuted, at least to some extent, and we got our brothers and sisters across the globe are facing brutality. I mean, you look at Voice of the Martyrs, just go check out their website for a while, and just see the brutality that they face. I get their monthly newsletter. It's a reminder every month what our brothers and sisters across the globe are facing, real brutal persecution. But if you're not facing persecution of some sort, you got to ask yourself, why not? Because Jesus warned of it. He warned we will face persecution. So if you're not seeing it, why not? Check this out. I just want to read these to you. What happened to some of these guys? This flies in the face of the health, wealth, and prosperity pimps, right? Jesus got a wonderful plan for your life, the Mercedes-Benz or whatever, or he wants you to be this or that or the other. Well, tell that to these boys. Check this out. Philip, crucified, AD 54. Matthew, beheaded, AD 60. Barnabas, burned to death, AD 64. Mark, dragged to death, AD 64. James, clubbed to death, AD 66. Paul, beheaded, AD 66. Peter, crucified, AD 69. Andrew, crucified, AD 70. Luke, hanged, AD 93. Thomas, speared to death, AD 70. You remember Thomas, the one that doubted? What happened? Thomas doubted and then spent the rest of his life preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ until they finally killed him. What happened? Obviously, Jesus showed himself. The resurrected Jesus appeared to Thomas. And what did Thomas say? My Lord and my God. Immediately, he believed. And not only did he believe, but he practiced his belief unto death and preached the gospel of Jesus Christ. That's what we need to be doing. All right, have a good day. We'll see ya.